Over 4 million Americans moved to Texas in the last decade. That's not just people. That's entire communities relocating. And it's not slowing down. Teachers leaving California. Families leaving New York. Tech workers leaving Seattle. They're all choosing Texas. Not because it's perfect. Because it's pragmatic. It works. Today, I'm showing you what's actually driving this migration and whether Texas can sustain it. Hit subscribe because at the end, I'm revealing what the Texas migration means for housing affordability, job markets, and whether it's a genuine opportunity or a bubble about to burst. Let's go. This is a real migration, not theoretical. People are actually moving. You can see it on highways heading to Texas. You can see it in real estate markets. You can see it in job growth. 4 million people don't move for no reason. They're moving because fundamental economics changed. California, New York, and other expensive states became unlivable for middle class. Texas became livable. When you create that gap, millions will move. That's what's happening. The income tax reality. Texas has no state income tax. That's not a talking point. That's $20,000 plus annually for high earners. But here's what matters. That tax savings compounds. A professional saving $25,000 per year in taxes has $250,000 after a decade. Invested, that becomes $400,000 plus within 20 years. No income tax means genuine wealth building advantage over lifetime. This is why high earners move first. The paycheck impact. A software engineer earning $130,000 in Texas keeps $130,000 before federal taxes. Same engineer in California earning $150,000 keeps $130,000 after state taxes. Same take home. But Texas engineer has lower cost of living, so they're actually ahead financially. This math is why remote workers leave California for Texas. They keep California salary, pay Texas taxes, and get 40% cost reduction. The business owner reality. No state income tax for business owners changes everything. A small business owner making $200,000 in California pays $26,600 in state tax. Same business in Texas pays $0. That $26,600 becomes working capital, becomes expansion funding, becomes hiring budget. This is why companies relocate headquarters. State tax policy directly affects business profitability. The wealth accumulation. Over 30-year career, Texas tax advantage compounds to $1+ million more wealth. This is structural advantage, not temporary, not dependent on market conditions. Permanent policy advantage that compounds lifetime. This alone justifies migration for high earners. The purchase price reality. Texas median home, $350,000. California, $840,000. New York, $450,000. That's 2-2.4x cheaper. Not marginal difference. Fundamental difference. Most people can't save $170,000 down payment difference. Texas makes homes accessible. California makes them impossible. The equity building. Every month in Texas, you build equity. $2,300 mortgage payment means $500 to $700 principal paid. Over 30 years, you've paid off house and built $350,000 equity. In California, your $5,583 payment means $1,500 to $2,000 principal paid initially. You're paying more, but building equity slower. By year 20, Texas resident has paid off house. California resident still owes $400,000. The rental trap escape. Renters in expensive cities stay renters forever. $2,800 per month rent in San Francisco means zero equity building. $20,000 per month income goes to housing and taxes. Nothing left for wealth. In Texas, same income finances home purchase. You're building equity instead of enriching landlords. This equity becomes retirement security. The multi-property possibility. Texas affordability enables people to buy second property. Primary residence at $350,000. Rental property at $300,000. Total investment, $130,000. Down payments. Monthly rent covers mortgage, builds equity, generates cash flow. In California, you can barely afford one home. In Texas, you can build portfolio. This is how wealth accelerates. The generational impact. A family buying Texas home at $350,000 sends kids to school, watches home appreciate, pays it off by retirement. Home becomes security, becomes inheritance, becomes wealth transfer to next generation. Family in California renting at $2,800 per month transfers wealth to landlords. Generational wealth difference is staggering. The daily reality. Everything costs less. Groceries 15 to 20% cheaper. Gas $1 per gallon cheaper. Utilities 25% cheaper. Childcare 30% cheaper. Restaurant meals 20% cheaper. It's not one category. It's systematic across all categories. This compounds to $15,000 to $20,000 annually for families. The cumulative impact. Family spending $60,000 on living costs in California spends $42,000 in Texas. Same lifestyle, same quality, $18,000 annual savings. Over 10 years, $180,000. Over 30 years, $540,000. This isn't living poorly in Texas. It's living same quality for less money. The money saved becomes investment, retirement security. The quality of life parity. Lower cost doesn't mean lower quality. Austin restaurants are excellent. Dallas shopping is premium. Houston entertainment is world-class. You get sophisticated lifestyle at moderate cost. You're not sacrificing. You're optimizing. You get better value for money. The regional variation. Austin is more expensive, $400,000 to $450,000 median. Rural Texas is cheaper, $200,000 to $250,000. Dallas/Houston are middle, $320,000 to $380,000. You can optimize for your budget within Texas. California, expensive everywhere. You pick expensive area or move entirely. Texas gives gradation options. The tech sector reality. Austin is legitimate tech hub, not Silicon Valley substitute. Different ecosystem, but growing rapidly. Tesla, Oracle, Apple, Google, Meta all have major presence. Salaries are 15 to 20% lower than Silicon Valley, but you keep more money due to taxes and cost of living. Net result, competitive or superior financial position. The energy sector. Houston is energy epicenter. Oil, natural gas, renewables. Massive employment. High salaries. Growing sector. This provides economic diversity California lacks. When tech slows, energy might boom. Economic resilience matters for job security. The professional services. Dallas is financial center. Banking, insurance, accounting, legal services. Thousands of jobs. Competitive salaries. Growing sector. San Antonio has manufacturing. Austin has startups. Houston has logistics. Texas economy is diversified. No single sector dominance means lower unemployment risk. The wage reality honest. Texas wages are lower than California/New York, but adjusted for cost of living, they're competitive. $130,000 in Austin buys more than $150,000 in San Francisco. The purchasing power is what matters. People optimize for purchasing power, not nominal salary. This is economic rationality. The job creation. Texas is creating jobs faster than population growth. This means employment opportunity for newcomers. Unemployment is lower than national average. Wage growth is positive. This isn't just population moving. It's genuine economic expansion happening. The regulatory environment. Texas regulation is lighter. Building permits process faster. Environmental reviews are streamlined. Labor regulations are flexible. This isn't no regulation. It's efficient regulation. Result, businesses can open, expand, and scale faster. Faster scaling means faster hiring. The right-to-work status. Texas is right-to-work state. Companies have employment flexibility. Labor organizing is minimal. This means lower union wage premiums, lower labor costs, higher competitiveness. Some view this as anti-worker. Companies view it as allowing market rate compensation. Either way, it attracts business. The energy cost advantage. Texas has independent power grid ERCOT with cheap, abundant energy. Manufacturing and data centers love this. Tesla built Gigafactory partly for energy access. Power costs are 15 to 20% lower than California. For energy-intensive businesses, this is decisive advantage. The real estate affordability. Commercial space is cheap. Office rent in Dallas is $15 to $20 per SF annually. San Francisco is $70 to $80 per SF. That's 4x difference. For companies with hundreds of employees, this is millions in annual savings. Headquarters can operate profitably with lower overhead. This compounds. The tax competitiveness. No state income tax. No capital gains tax. No corporate income tax on certain structures. This improves business profitability directly. More profit means more reinvestment, expansion, hiring. Economic growth accelerates through policy. The climate reality. Texas has hot summers, 95 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, mild winters. No snow shoveling. No ice storms. No seasonal affective disorder from darkness. You can do outdoor activities year-round. This matters psychologically. Quality of life isn't just financial. It's also environmental and emotional. The space and property. Texas is spacious. You can buy 1 to 2 acre properties for $350,000, what costs $840,000 in California. More land. More privacy. Room for gardens. Room for workshops. Room for actual living. Families prefer this. Young professionals prefer this. More space at lower cost. The outdoor recreation. Texas has diverse outdoor options. Gulf Coast beaches. Lakes for boating. Hill country for hiking. Desert areas. State parks. Within short drives, you have recreational variety. You can enjoy nature affordably. This lifestyle appeal attracts people seeking balance. The cultural access. Austin has live music everywhere. Dallas has museums, performing arts, dining scene. Houston has cultural district. San Antonio has history and culture. You get sophisticated urban amenities without California price tag. Culture isn't hidden. It's accessible. The community feel. Texas communities are growth-oriented. People are moving there by choice. That creates positive vibe. Infrastructure is expanding. Schools are being funded. Optimism is palpable. People feel growth is possible. This psychological factor matters. Moving from decline to growth changes your outlook. The strategic direction. Texas didn't accidentally become attractive. State leadership pursued deliberate policy. No income tax for decades, business-friendly regulation, housing supply expansion, education investment, infrastructure development. These weren't reactive. They were strategic choices prioritizing growth. The consistency. Unlike California increasing taxes and regulation, Texas consistently reduced barriers. This consistency compounds. After 30 years of low-tax, business-friendly policy, the advantage is structural. You can't suddenly raise taxes without losing advantage. The policy is locked in by economic necessity. The supply strategy. Texas allows housing supply to respond. Zoning is flexible. Developers can build. Local municipalities compete to attract development. Supply meets demand. Prices stay reasonable. California restricts supply. Demand exceeds supply. Prices explode. Different strategies produce different results. The migration messaging. Texas actively welcomes migrants. State leaders celebrate population growth. Austin mayor recruits Californians. Local chambers recruit companies. This creates positive feedback. People move there, they tell friends. More move. Leadership actively encourages growth. The education investment. Texas invests in universities and colleges. UT Austin, Rice, SMU are top institutions. This creates talent pipeline. Universities produce graduates who stay. They start companies. They attract talent. Education is competitive advantage. The infrastructure strain. Rapid growth stresses infrastructure. Traffic is increasing. Schools are filling. Utilities are strained. Texas infrastructure is expanding, but sometimes lags growth. This is growing pain, not permanent problem, but real challenge being experienced now. The housing pressure. As millions move to Texas, housing demand increases. Prices are rising. Still cheaper than California, but rising. Austin median has jumped from $300,000 to $450,000 in 10 years. This is predictable. As more people move to cheaper place, it becomes less cheap. This dynamic will moderate migration eventually. The political and cultural shift. As blue state residents move to Texas, political demographic shift. Texas has been reliably red. With millions from blue states arriving, this could change. Some fear this. Some welcome it. Either way, Texas political character may shift with population. The summer heat reality. Texas summers are genuinely hot. 100-degree F+ temperatures for weeks. Some people hate this. Air conditioning is essential, not luxury. This isn't for everyone. This is real factor limiting migration for some. The growth sustainability question. Can Texas sustain 4 million plus migration indefinitely? Eventually, affordability advantage diminishes as prices rise. Job market might saturate. Infrastructure might not keep up. Growth could slow. This isn't collapse. Just moderation from current pace. Migration is likely to continue, but maybe slower. The concrete comparison. Californian. $150,000 income, loses $20,000 to taxes, spends $36,000 on rent/housing, $15,000 on living, saves maybe $79,000 annually. After 10 years, $790,000 saved plus rented, no equity. Texan, $130,000 income, loses $0 to state tax, spends $23,000 on mortgage, equity building, $10,000 on living, saves maybe $97,000 annually. After 10 years, $970,000 saved plus $200,000 home equity. Total wealth, $1.17 million. The wealth advantage. Texan built $377,000 more wealth, despite making $20,000 less annually. This is compound effect of taxes, housing, and cost of living. This is why migration happens. Economics are objective. The decade reality. Over decade, Texan has $1.17 million wealth, paid off 30% of house, $97,000 annual savings capacity, lower stress about affordability. Californian has $790,000 savings only, still renting, $79,000 annual savings capacity, high stress about affordability. The lifestyle difference is dramatic. The long-term view. Over 30 years, wealth difference is millions. Texan could retire wealthy. Californian still paying rent. This isn't minor advantage. It's fundamental life outcome difference. This is why millions are moving. Economics matter. Subscribe right now because next week I'm showing you the realistic Texas migration timeline. How long it takes to find job, when to move, tax implications, neighborhoods to consider, everything practical. I'm also revealing which Texas cities are actually good fits for different people. Comment below. What's your biggest concern about moving to Texas? Cost of living? Heat? Job market? Culture? I'm reading every comment, and these will guide next video's content. Thanks for watching. See you next one.